It is Mika-Matti Laurila, postdoc at Tampere University in Finland.
Hello, hear me?
Yes, perfect. Greetings to Chicago, I believe.
Yeah, thanks.
So even though Finland-based, today he's speaking in Chicago. So Mika-Matti is postdoc researcher at the Tampere University in Finland, and he will talk about arterial pulse wave monitoring, highly unobtrusive, low cost, and accurate.
Yeah, thank you. As mentioned, my name is Mika-Matti Laurila. I think nowadays my official title is Marie Curie Research Fellow, but yeah, basically a postdoc working at Tampere University, Finland. And I'm here to talk about our recent results that we published in a nano-energy paper. So the title of the presentation is Arterial Pulse Wave Monitoring with Self-Powered, highly unobtrusive, low cost, and let's say relatively accurate pulse wave sensors. And maybe first a little bit about the background of why we would like to develop these kind of devices. And I think most of us know maybe already that cardiovascular diseases are the most common cause of death in the world. So they account for approximately 30% of all deaths. And for example, in year 2016, it equated to around 18 million people dying because of the CVDs. And the CVDs are quite interesting. It takes years for them to develop. So you can imagine that in order to get 18 million people who die of CVDs, the actual risk group suffering from the CVDs is really humongous. So you're talking about hundreds of millions of people worldwide currently suffering from CVDs. And an interesting fact about the CVDs is also that they are, at least some of them, some of these deaths are preventable by early diagnosis and early medical treatment, and also early changes in the lifestyle, so eating habits, etc. And one way to do this kind of pre-diagnosis is to have a continuous monitoring system, which is able to measure the arterial pulse wave from, let's say, the superficial arteries at wrist or neck or ankle. And we have developed a kind of solution for this. And the idea there is that the sensor is able to measure the pressure waveform that travels through the artery, and then based on analysis of certain feature points in that pressure waveform, you should be able to detect the, let's say, the health condition of the cardiovascular system. And so what we have developed is basically a piezoelectric electronic tattoo type pulse wave sensor. And I've collected here some highlights of the device. So firstly, it's self-powered because it's using the piezoelectric transduction principle. So it's generating electrical energy from the mechanical energy. So from the deformation caused by the artery, it creates the signal, and that's good for power consumption because it's basically generating its own signal, unlike, for example, piezo-resistive devices. And secondly, we tried to make the device as unobtrusive as possible by minimizing the thickness of the device. So the thickness is between 4 and 5 micron for our thinnest samples. And that basically means that it's very difficult to even detect that you are wearing the device. You cannot really feel it on your skin. Secondly, the materials that we chose are transparent, so the device has an average transmittance rate of around 60%. The materials are also, of course, biocompatible, so that there are no adverse side effects or anything, rash or such. And thirdly, we employed scalable printing-based fabrication processes to fabricate these, so inkjet printing and barcoding for the sensor structure just to